It's a couple minutes after 6 and we're getting started out of our wonderful little campground in the big pine trees. My neighbors were pretty good snorers, so slipped in a little later to catch a gap in the snoring to get some more sleep. Okay, well, it's 23 miles to Olallie Lake, which is where I was going to resupply. And we'll see if we can make it there if we just pull up short. We're going to be ahead of schedule, so I also need to check with Christy and see if I need to hold up and take it easy to manage our rendezvous. It was quiet except for the snoring. No animal activity that I was aware of. It was 39 in the tent last night, so it was chilly. I was glad that I brought my Western mountaineering bag. It was nice and warm, toasty, because I slept with both vestibules open. So I have a dry tent, but everything here in Oregon is just a pile of dust, so the bottom of the tent is just covered in dust. All right, let's get moving on. So every once in a while you get a fallen tree by the trail that parallels it, and this is not even the top of it, and this is not even the biggest tree, but you really get a sense for just how tall these trees are. And you can see its trunk is about that big. And just have to figure out where it came from, up there somewhere. So we've been switchbacking down the mountain in the forest for about 4 miles. And now we're getting very close to Milk Creek, which is our water source. And someone called it the most exciting water source northbound on the PCT in Oregon so far. So we'll take a look. So we'll talk a little bit about the other section hikers I've met. So yesterday I ended up at one break in one water source with a guy named Nightcap who's doing a big section. He ended up camping at that beautiful view of Mount Jefferson, about 3 miles before Shale Lake. And while we were there, I ran into Huckleberry and Slip and Slide, and we ended up sharing the camp last night. Interestingly, Slip and Slide and Nightcap and I all tried the PCT in 2022 and couldn't make the whole thing, so we're making it up in sections. So that's quite a coincidence. Just now, I met another Southern section hiker called Atlas, and he gave me some news about the trail north of here since he came through it. We were sharing information, and he let me know that there's a section of blowdowns you got to go through, and then when we get to the next water at Russell Creek, it's quite a flow. And he said there's a lot of water rushing under you, and you've got to cross on logs. So we can only hope that a little earlier in the day I'll have an opportunity to cross it than he did, which will mean maybe the water flow from the glacial melt will be a little less. But it's good to see other hikers and swap information. Just found a thimbleberry bush that had a couple of ripe ones on it. Oh, they were so delicious. So incredibly delicious. So I just heard some rocks fall from up there. There's something up there, but I can't see any goats. Taking a break here at this little oasis of Jeff Creek. Flowers, hummingbirds. It's really something. This part of the trail is strewn with blowdowns. It kind of makes it interesting. I kind of like it. This is an impressive creek. It's tearing down the mountain, and then it goes into this ravine, which is very impressive. The downstream crossing had really slick, wet logs and slick rocks. So I came about 50 yards upstream and was able to use the trekking poles on rocks as I went to keep me stable. Came across this. So trail's just up there. My timing at Russell Creek was good because those logs down there where I crossed by the big boulder in the middle, they were close to being submerged, and these right here that are on the trail were submerged in the afternoon. So less glacial melt from the top up there in the morning than in the afternoon. Okay, we got half a mile to a little creek where I'll get water and rest. Okay, filled up water here, and beautiful little spot. And we'll be climbing up the mountain, and then it's downhill, a bunch of downhill. Well, that water is silty. I'm glad I got water before now. That's almost white. Looks like a good spot to take a break though. It was a long climb in loose rock. It's quite arduous, but it looks like we're almost at the top. The smoke from the fire is being held on that side of the mountain, and it's clear this way, and we can see Mount Hood. Got a little snow next to trail. Okay, the big descent, switching back and dropping off. Okay, just switch back down from up there on some loose lava rock. That was an adventure. Just had a nice break session with Nightcap, and we were discussing hiking and equipment and where we're going tonight. I think we're both going to Olallie Lake, so we'll see him again tonight. He's been nice to run into and nice to talk to. We are in the lava. Found a stuff sack on the ground and opened it up, and it was a full new body for a copper spur eel 2. There's no rainflower, no poles. I think somebody dropped it, so I'm just gonna hang it in the tree and leave it for him. Time to head on. So nice to be in trees. This says it's the Many Lakes viewpoint. And it is absolutely true. There's a lot of lakes out here. One of them, once we start descending, because we've nearly reached the top, will be Olallie. In about 3 miles, I get to stop. So nice to get out of that exposed burn zone that went on for so long. Get into some nice shady woods. Should be a little over a mile to Olallie Lake. I'm gonna guess that's Olallie Lake with the smoke of the big fire behind it. 1 mile away. It's quite a view. It's 7 o'clock and the Serenity Shuttle has landed at Olallie Lake, trail mile 2058.7 for another 23-mile day. Pushed on through. Got the tent set up after coming through. Today was mostly burn zone, the majority of it. There were some nice little wooded parts. Fantastic views, and this lake is amazing. I'll try to get a shot of it in a second. Arrived here and found out the store I was going to do a 2-day resupply at only took cash, and I only had $8. So fortunately, everything worked out. The food I had left over, and a bag of bagels and 2 peanut butter cups, which will fill it out, cost exactly $8. And the lady in the store felt so sorry for me, she gave me a grandma's cookie. And then Nightcap, who's back here, ran into him again. He bought me a beer. Thanks, Nightcap. And we're gonna try to get some food in us and get off to bed. Pretty weary. Thanks for hiking with us, and remember, we're doing the impossible. That makes us mighty.